beloved. I am your host for today, Jeremiah the Revis, and look at this new look. I'm loving this new look I have. I finally get the look I wanted, that I finally get to achieve that look, so I hope you enjoy this new look. And if you have any ideas or anything to, improve it a little bit more, let me know. I'm always down for ideas, so I hope you enjoy it. So today, I'm going to be reviewing Sony's Marvel's Morbius. So Morbius, he is like part of like the Spider universe. He's not really a villain. He's actually an anti-hero. In the comic books, he's really an anti-hero. They made it in the Spider-Man animated series in the 90s. He started out as a villain, but in technicality, he's actually an anti-hero. And they really achieved that in this film. But anyway, so what's Morbius about? I know a lot of people don't know Morbius. I do. I grew up on Morbius. So pretty much you got this guy, his doctor named Michael Morbius. Michael Morbius is suffering from a rare blood disease that is actually slowly killing him. So he ends up, he's been like searching his whole life to cure his blood disease so he can help not just him, but a lot of other people. Throughout that time, he won the Nobel Prize for coming up with an artificial blood. That artificial blood could be used for any type of blood types. And it helped a lot of people, but it still did not cure his disease. So him researching on vampire bats, he figured he could find something in the vampire bat's blood or DNA that can help him with his cure. So he ends up coming up with a serum. And you know how mad scientists do? They're the guinea pigs. He injects himself. It does cure his blood disease, but the only thing is, it turns him into a vampire. And now he's craving blood. So he has the same powers and abilities as vampires, but he's more like Blade. Sun doesn't bother him. Silver doesn't bother him. He's just a guy that's a vampire. And what was cool about, especially the film itself, was now he's trying to find a serum, like he's trying to develop a serum to help with his hunger, because the artificial blood helps, but the only problem with that is it doesn't help for a long period of time, and the window of that time gets shorter and shorter. So it's almost like Blade. Blade has a serum that helps him with his hunger. So I'm trying to figure out, Sony trying to like mix Morbius with Blade, like Morbius actually finds a way to like control the hunger, and that's how Blade gets his serum. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Probably not, but it's a start, right? So throughout this film, throughout this movie, to be honest with you, I thought that this movie was edited wrong. And I really thought that it looked like they filmed this movie as a rated R 2.5-hour movie. And then the executives say, we're not going to make this rated R. We need to make this PG-13. We need to cut it down a lot, cut it down a bit so we can get it nice and tight, but still made it PG-13, family friendly. And that's what it felt like. It felt like there were scenes that should have been longer. It felt like the way the kill scenes were, that I know there was like blood splatter. I knew there was much blood in there, and they cut it down to make it look like this. So it lost that effect. I mean, the story felt really fast. Everything felt very fast paced. And I'm like the whole him like developing the powers and how to figure out those powers, I felt like that movie was cut short. Like it was like the scene was cut short, and you feel that. And the same in the beginning on his origins and stuff like that. It felt like it was cut short. Like there was more to it. It felt like they had the character development. They had something, but the studio decided to cut it up. So I'm hoping there's a director's extended cut of this version, because, like I said, for what it was okay. It was pretty good. I mean, it's better than a lot of these other these low-grade, crappy Marvel films. It is better than that. But I think Venom did it better. You know what I'm saying? I found Venom better than this film. And coming out of Spider-Man, I was thinking, yeah, this is gonna be really good, but it fell short, and the whole blood in there wasn't that great. But the movie itself, I mean, I like Jared Leto as Morbius. I thought he was great. The villain was, I like the villain. It's just that I wish I had that more of like the grow with the villain, like the character development between him and the villain. Like it was like I said, cut short. And I feel like there was something there, but the studio just cut it up and shortened it up. So I just feel like we could have had a really special film. The way it ended really abrupt. Like it just ended like this, and it was like, oh, I wish I had a better ending for that. I did like the action sequences. I did like the story itself. The post-credit scene didn't make any sense. Like, gonna be completely honest with you, the post-credit scene did not make sense, like at all. I feel like it was just thrown in there. I feel like it was part of the film, and they said, "Oh no, we're just gonna cut it out and we're gonna put it in post-credit scenes." Because if you look at the trailer, it's totally different than this movie. It looks like they took a lot of stuff that was on the trailer and they did not put it in this movie. So I was very upset about that. But other than that, like, it was still entertaining. It was still like I did enjoy myself. It just these little things that it's just these things that kind of like I wish it was better. Like I just said, I wish the movie was better. But what do I rate the film though? Is it a love? Is it a hate? Or is it something in between? Well, I give it a swag. It was a swag. I almost was leading to wait for it, but I did have a good time. I didn't think it was terrible, but I did have a good time. So it was like close. I had a hard time rating this film because it wasn't terrible like I thought it would be, but it wasn't like great like I hoped it would be. So I'll give it a swag. I give it that. But like I said, I had a good time. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't boring. Like I like the story. I like how the story regressed. I felt like it was cut short, and I felt like we have something here. So I'm looking forward to the director's cut, because if there's a director's extended cut of this film and it's rated R, I think it would be really, really good. I think, to me, if this movie was rated R, had that blood, had that fear, like that horror element, this movie would have been really good. But, like I said, it was just cut short. So, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about Morbius. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or it was something in between? And I'll see you when I see you. Peace.